Thank you. And now I present to you Dr. Amit Frenkel, who is so delighted to share with you some of his story and his experiences. And through his words, Soroka's experience during Operation Protective Edge and some of what makes us unique will come alive for you. So please welcome Dr. Frenkel.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you very much, and thank you for your ongoing support and for arranging this outstanding evening for us tonight. Thank you. Well, I'm truly excited, more than excited, to be here tonight. Just think about it, coming all the way from Israel to Miami to meet so many supportive friends. Thank you for coming. And now, if you'll be kind enough just to turn around to the big screens, and I will walk you through the presentation. Thank you. Now I can take off my jacket as well, so that's good. So, this is our medical center, the University Medical Center, Soroka University Medical Center. And since we all look a bit better at night, I couldn't skip this picture, a night picture of Soroka. As you heard, and as I'm sure you know, Soroka is located in Beersheba. Beersheba is the capital of the Negev. The Negev itself occupies almost 60% from the land of Israel, and that makes us a huge hospital. We serve more than 1 million residents of the Negev. I won't talk much about Soroka, even though I have many things to say about Soroka. But I would like to share with you my personal experience and my personal feelings from Operation Protective Edge last year. As you can see on this map, Beersheba is located just 40 kilometers or 25 miles from Gaza Strip, which means that actually within 8 to 10 minutes you can get from Gaza Strip to Beersheba to Soroka via helicopter. And indeed, most of the wounded soldiers, the severely wounded soldiers, arrive Soroka by helicopters from Gaza Strip. Soldiers were fighting for us, and we were fighting for their lives in Soroka around the clock, 24/7. We have treated during the operation more than 700 wounded soldiers and dealt with about 60 helicopter lands during that period. Allow me to try and to describe the atmosphere in Israel during the operation. As you can learn from the pictures, and as I'm sure that you all know, sirens went off again and again and again. And in this atmosphere, we had to treat our soldiers in the hospital. Just watch the pictures, please, and imagine. Again, from a personal point of view, let me tell you that my wife is a senior physician as well. So, obviously, during the operation or the war, we had to cancel, obviously, our vacation in Europe with the kids, and we had to be in the hospital. So the kids were left at home alone, 3 young kids, 12, 9, and 6. And each and every time when the siren went off, these brave kids had to run alone to the shelter downstairs without mommy and without daddy. I'm so proud of them. This picture is a unique one. I think it's the first picture that was taken in the hospital during the operation. On your left-hand side, this is Dr. Ehud Davidson, our director manager. Next to him is Professor Pizer, who is his deputy, and this is Dr. Moti Klein, who runs the critical care unit. As you can probably guess, this is not Dr. Davidson's official office, but this is actually a shelter, a protected area. And from this specific place, he was running with his deputies the hospital during the operation. So this is actually a shelter. This picture is taken at 2 a.m. at the first night of the operation. You can see a military helicopter and on the left-hand side, the Soroka sign. So actually, this is the first landing of a helicopter next to Soroka during this operation. And you can see the medics taking out a severely wounded soldier, bringing him out from the helicopter in order to bring him into the trauma room. And, of course, we had to improvise something, because you just can't take a soldier from the helicopter to the trauma room. It's a long way. So we found out that the best way to do it is to use those mini golf cars, as you can see in the picture. And indeed, we used the golf cars, but we couldn't really expect the huge amount of soldiers that we will have to transfer this way. So during the operation, under the rockets, we had to bring some more of these little mini golf cars from the north of Israel in order to bring the soldiers from the helicopter into the trauma center. So you can see some of these pictures describing a real-time delivery of these soldiers into the trauma unit. And as you can see, we have used the regular beds because from time to time we just didn't have enough. Many wounded soldiers. Please know the barriers that we have used in order to hide the soldiers from the other people that were in the hospital at the same time. This picture was taken at the first night of the war. This is the entrance to the trauma room. We are very proud of our trauma room. Actually, our trauma room in the Soroka Medical Center is one of the largest trauma rooms in the Middle East. But unfortunately, during the war, during the operation, we came to the conclusion that this trauma room is not big enough. We should expand it, and we'll go back to it later on. So here you can see my colleagues just standing in the trauma room and waiting for the soldiers from the helicopters to come in. And this picture describes the first seconds of severely wounded soldiers going into the trauma room and being treated by a surgeon, anesthesia, nurses, and so on. These young kids, well, not really kids, but these young students are medical students. They couldn't really treat the soldiers, but they came to help us with some other logistic things, and I think we should appreciate them because, again, think about the atmosphere outside, think about the sirens, the rockets. They just came to be there to support us and to help us. And a special thanks to an outstanding guy, Professor Gadi Shaked. This guy runs the trauma room, the trauma unit, and I have to tell you something. This guy didn't leave the hospital for more than 30 days. He just said, I'm going to be there for the soldiers. I want to be the first one to treat them in the trauma room. So this is Professor Shaked. This picture is taken a few days later at 3 p.m. So it's noontime. Sun is shining and you can see everything perfectly. And then we came to the conclusion that it might be dangerous to take those soldiers outside from the helicopters to the trauma room without any defense. The sun is out, you can see everything. Terror is everywhere in the world, unfortunately in Israel and in Beersheba as well. So we have decided that each and every soldier will get a private bodyguard. And that's what you actually see in this picture. You can see the wounded soldier on the bed and his personal bodyguard that we have supplied, the Soroka University Medical Center, running in front of him. Every second counts. You can see and imagine the importance of those critical seconds. Please note again this mini golf car with the medic on it and a wounded soldier being ventilated during his transfer to the trauma room. Those were the finest times of many Israelis. They have supported us. They came with flags. They came with food. They came with smiles and with flowers. We were a wonderful, big, supporting family. I'd like to tell you a short story. I would like to share it with you from my own personal point of view. This picture is a very unique one. You can see with the red arrow in the middle, Daniel. Daniel is a soldier. He was born in the north of Israel in a kibbutz. And this is a picture of Daniel and some of his friends just a few hours into the operation and just a few hours before they have entered into the Gaza Strip, into Khan Yunis. Unfortunately, this special force entered a clinic in Khan Yunis, and the clinic was booby-trapped. Some of these guys are not with us anymore, and some other, including Daniel, arrived Soroka with severely injured. A huge number of them was brought to our trauma room. And as you can see in the pictures, we ran them into the trauma unit and tried to save their life. It was a mass casualty event for us, and actually the story is so unique and so special because Daniel occupied our last trauma bed. It was the last trauma bed that we had that day. Daniel arrived without pulse. We call it PEA, pulseless electrical activity, no pulse. And in the trauma room, we were fighting for his life. And thanks God, we have managed to help him. Daniel was taken to the operating room. He had many operations the following days, and then was in the critical care unit for many days. This is Daniel today, just before my trip to Miami. That's a picture of Daniel. Daniel is talking, he's laughing, and we all hope that he will be able to walk again. And again, thanks to our last trauma bed, we came to the conclusion that we have to expand the trauma room just because of this brave soldier, because of Daniel. Israel is very strong. The Soroka Medical Center is a very well center, very strong one, but indeed we have to get ready for tomorrow, and that's why we have to expand the trauma room and to take care of our dear soldiers. Thank you so much again for coming here tonight, and shalom from Israel.